The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Friday edition and the telephone number to reach us live, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. Take that. The mastermind behind the Benghazi attack arrested by the Trump administration and in U.S. custody. The White House deletes a video showing the Obamas as apes after a key ally condemns the meme as the most racist thing he's ever seen. Was this wrong? Absolutely yes. But calm down. It's not the end of the world. Again, the White House has pulled it, and it was an aide that posted this, not President Trump. And look at here, feeling the pressure, the accused healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione railing about double jeopardy in a courtroom outburst today after a judge set a June 8th trial date in his headline-grabbing case. 800-848-9222. One of the architects of the deadly 2012 attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. We all know the story about Benghazi, Hillary Clinton, and so on. But Benghazi, Libya, has been arrested and will be prosecuted on arson, murder, and terrorism charges, the Justice Department announcing just a short time ago, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi.
We lost 4 American lives that day. Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith with the State Department, and 2 CIA contractors, Glenn Doherty and Tyrone Woods. We have never forgotten those heroes, and we have never stopped seeking justice for that crime against our nation. In fact, from day one, Cash and Dan would sit in meetings and say, we're going to get them. And they did. Today, I'm proud to announce that the FBI has arrested one of the key participants behind the Benghazi attack. Zubair al-Bakash landed at Andrews Air Force Base at 3 a.m. this morning. He is in our custody. He was greeted by Director Patel and U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. Hillary Clinton famously once said about Benghazi, what difference at this point does it make? Well, it makes a difference to Donald Trump. It makes a difference to those families. And 14 years later, it makes a difference to law enforcement who made the difference in this case. Thank you, President Trump, for supporting all of our agencies around the country and around the world. Al-Bakash will now face American justice on American soil. We will prosecute this alleged terrorist to the fullest extent of the law.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. The Trump administration getting the job done. So I'm going to start with your telephone calls in just a moment. We're going to begin with William in Garden City. The White House deleting a meme video posted on President Trump's Truth Social that depicted former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle as apes after GOP Senator Tim Scott, Republican South Carolina, of course, called the clip the most racist thing he's seen and demanded that it be taken down. So the White House initially defended the post and accused critics of fake outrage, but the video was taken down a little before noon today. And a White House official adding that the staffer had erroneously made the post and it has been taken down. Now, Scott is the highest-ranking African-American Republican in Congress, and he said on X, praying the post was fake because it's the most racist thing he's seen out of the White House. The president should remove it. Going on in terms of Congressman Mike Lawler from New York, Republican, Lawler stating the president's post is wrong and incredibly offensive, whether intentional or a mistake, and should be deleted immediately with an apology offered. So was this wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't deny that. But let's not blow everything up into a huge racial incident and it's the end of the world. Was it terribly offensive? Absolutely. Should it have been done? Absolutely not. But to show you the character of this administration, it has been taken down. End of story. Let's move on. William, line 2, Garden City. William, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Thank you for taking my call. So my question is really to you. Is it the end of the world? No. But when is enough enough? Like I'm an African-American man of immigrant descent. And I will tell you one thing. Like, my father and mother came to this country and did what they needed to do to raise 8 beautiful children, and all 8 of us are professionals. We did very well in life. But when is enough enough? I know, going to college, working in corporate America, I've heard the N-word several times. I've dealt with racism. But when is enough enough? There's going to be a point, I believe, that we as a people, black people and people of color, are going to be so frustrated that, there is going to be a tipping point. There's going to be a boiling point. So my question to you, Dominic, and I do respect your opinion.
Well, thank you.
So
William, let me ask you a question. So somebody in the White House made a terrible mistake. It should have never been done. But isn't this the same president that has single-handedly saved the historical black colleges in America with funding when others did not put the money forth? Trump?
I don't know about single-handedly, but he did give money.
Okay,
I'll admit to that. Yes, he did.
Okay, and it's nice that you're being objective about this. So what I'm trying to find out is, and I want you to just quickly explain this to me. I look at it as somebody made a boneheaded move. We move on. So when you say when is enough enough, why is it going to that extreme?
I believe, and listen, I know I followed you when you were on New York One. I understand. We sit in a place where we have to command respect in our workplace. And dare I say, you didn't have to face racism as well. But as a
wait. I want to make sure I got this right. You said dare. You say what was the rest of it now?
Like, dare I say that you didn't deal with racism as well? And when would be enough for you? Like, there's a point, right? I'm not saying to cause violence. I don't believe in that. But what I do believe in is fairness. This staffer, if it was a staffer, should be removed from his position or her position. I'm not sure if it was a male or female. These actions have to be condemned. So that's what I guess I want to see. I want to see, okay, this person doesn't just get a slap on the wrist. This person loses their job. Because America was built on the backs of immigrants. America was built on the backs of slaves. So it was built on the backs of these great men and women. And dare you treat us like this and continue to treat us like this. It's horrible. I live in a community where I'm the only black face on my block. And you have to deal with it and smile in these people's faces and turn in the cheek, if you will. Enough is enough sometimes.
Well, William, I'm listening to you because you're doing a good job articulating your point of view, and I appreciate that. But what I say to you, you said for me, when is enough enough? I'm around a lot of prominent people all the time, and I got to be honest with you, William. The only time I have heard the N-word used, and it kind of breaks my heart to say this, is around prominent black leaders. When it's people that you read about in the news every single day currently, and you should hear some of the things they say in private. When I'm around white crowds, if we're going to put it that way, no one has ever told a racial joke. So, for example, let me give you just one quick example, and then I need to move on. So I work for billionaires, John and Margot Catsimatidis. Mr. Catsimatidis will tell you in a minute that he lived in Harlem, and that's where he's from. They have never told a racial joke, nothing even close, around me. So I'm not saying that that racism doesn't exist. I just haven't seen it directly. I haven't seen it. I understand your frustration. There are some that say I won't criticize the Trump administration for anything. Well, I'm criticizing them today. It was wrong. This shouldn't have been put up. But it's not the end of the world. William, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Robert, line 5 in Brooklyn. Robert, what's on your mind?
Thanks for taking my call, Dominic. Well, the posting was horrible, absolutely racist. But, Tim Scott, he could have called up President Trump on the phone to try to tell him to take it down without making the whole publicly humiliating the president. The president was wrong. That's true. But a lot of these Republicans, they're stabbing him in the back. They refuse to codify a lot of his executive orders. The SAVE Act. You're going to have to at least do a standing, filibuster to have a chance of getting it through the Senate. And they're doing everything. They pretend to support him. They campaign these people as MAGA, but they're rhinos. And it's disgusting. And if he wanted something to go after Trump about, he should have gone after him about the murder of Alex Preding. That's where he should go after him, and how Trump basically defamed, Trump and his administration defamed him.
The murder of Alex Preding. I mean, you're joking, right?
And the anti-Semitism in the Trump administration.
Okay, the anti-Semitism, but Alex Preding is no, I'm sorry, I know there's a civil rights violation investigation underway. Alex Preding was looking for trouble, and unfortunately, he got it. On more than one occasion, I thank you for the call, Robert. This guy, from my humble opinion, wanted to be the next George Floyd. And unfortunately, he got it. It's as simple as that. So it's going to be a very, very cold weekend. A very, very cold weekend. I want you to listen to what the governor of New York State, Kathy Hochul, has to say about the weather.
Hi, New Yorkers. I just stepped outside for a minute because I know I need a hat on, but I am here to tell you this is a very serious warning. Friday night till Monday, most of New York is going to experience the coldest temperatures of the entire year. Now, you think it's been cold already. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're talking about minus 40 to 50 degrees wind chill temperatures in the North Country, but even in New York City, it's going to get down to real feel on New York skin, minus 10 to minus 20 degrees. We've not felt this in ages, and it's going to be bitter. So dress warm, wear a hat, layer up your clothes, make sure that you stay outside as little as possible. Check on your pets, very limited exposure for your pets. Check on your neighbors. We cannot afford to have anyone get hurt or harmed from the extreme cold because hypothermia sets in so quickly. So also check out warming centers if you need help. My friends across New York, this is for real. Take it seriously. It's going to be dangerously, possibly deadly cold outside, so protect yourselves and your families.
So Mayor Pretty Boy, who just endorsed Hochul, that is Mayor Mamdani, please bring the homeless in this weekend. Don't let them stay outside and just simply die. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
If you're thinking about changing schools, why wait? At Manhattan University, love those guys. You don't have to start over. With transfer-friendly pathways, your credits count, and you keep moving forward. From day one, you're part of Jasper Nation, preparing for the real world. And with New York City just a train away, opportunity is everywhere. Ready to move forward without missing a step? Visit manhattan.edu/transfer and enroll today. Manhattan University. Don't start over, move forward.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The mastermind behind the Benghazi attack arrested and is in U.S. custody. The White House deletes a video showing the Obamas as apes. It was just a small part of the video, but it's wrong. After a key ally condemns it as the most racist thing he's ever seen. And you know, folks, why I don't waste my time focusing on stuff like that? Because I'm too busy running my race. I don't have time to deal with stuff like that or to be jealous of somebody else's success. I'm out there running my race, generational wealth for my family after having come from being a first generation success story. I don't have time for this nonsense. It's not the end of the world. I'm sorry. And by the way, folks, tomorrow, if you get a chance on YouTube at 11:30 a.m., I will be live on the Blue Podcast Network. Retired NYPD Officer Tom Weather, Blue Room Podcast. I'm looking forward to that. And on Tuesday evening, I will be at the Western Republican Town Committee Club in Western Connecticut. I'm looking forward to that. It's free and open to the public. I'll have a lot to say, things that I can't say oftentimes on the radio. So why, Dominic, do you not pay attention to what this White House staffer put online? Because there are much bigger fish to fry, like, for example, education. And frankly, among kids of color, education. Perfect case in point, Cardi B. I like her music. Some of it's very raunchy. But even Cardi B, in her unique, there's no other way to say this, uneducated way, is pushing education. Now, Cardi B is now a multimillionaire, right? And listen to this, and I cringed when I first saw it. Poor Cardi B.
Without education, without knowing how to read, you don't know how to read your rights. Without knowing math, you don't know how to open a business. So they want to keep you a part of the environment. And it's like the only way you could break those chains and break that cycle is by getting your education. Like there's a lot of things that it's like, I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm this, but it's like there's a lot of stuff that I need help with because I didn't took the classes in college that I wanted to.
So even Cardi B, in her own unique way, is talking education. That's what I want to focus on. I don't care what some aide at the White House posted. It's not the end of the world. I'm too busy running my race. Let's go to Judy, line 5, Manhattan. Judy, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I agree with you 100%. I feel the same way. I'm sick of hearing this insensitivity that we pretend to have because somebody calls us a derogatory name or puts a derogatory picture of us. I stopped calling myself black because if you do the history of it, you'll see that comes from a group of racist evolutionists with ties to the Democrat Party.
Judy, if you want to hang on, you can. I've got to take a break. We're going to do exactly that. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. In a moment, I'm going to return to Judy in Manhattan. We see all of your calls. I found this interesting from the interview that the president did this week with NBC News. The president admitting that even with the full protection that he has now as the president of the United States, that he's very much so concerned about his life.
You survived that assassination attempt that we all covered. It was terrible. 2 of them. Do you worry about your safety? I mean, yes. You think about the ball. You do?
I worry about it, but you have to put it out of your mind. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do your job.
You didn't think about it as much before. Now you think about it a lot.
Maybe it could be. I mean, you look statistically, I'm in a very dangerous job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a look at the walls, if you take a look, statistically, this is a much more dangerous job than being a race car driver or riding those Broncos. Those bulls are tough, right? But I wouldn't want to do that, but statistically, being president is the most dangerous job there is.
And don't forget, folks, anticipation is building and waiting for Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, the halftime performance. This from CBS News.
That is a new trailer for Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show as anticipation builds not only for his performance, the first from an artist who works primarily in Spanish, but also around the politics of this particular moment. President Trump has called Bad Bunny a terrible choice, while at the Grammys, the performer blasted Trump's immigration crackdown. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is playing mediator. He said this week he expects the halftime show to, quote, unite people. Well, today we heard from the artist himself on how he's preparing.
I'm just working out, trying to eat healthy. I'm not even playing that much dominoes, and that is killing me, bro. And
as for the performance itself, he promised to, quote, bring a lot of my culture, and said that non-Spanish speakers shouldn't worry about anything except for dancing.
Well, we'll see. I hope you don't put on the dress, Bad Bunny. Leave it alone for this one time. Make us all proud. Do the right thing. The White House facing a question over Bad Bunny.
At the Mar-a-Lago Super Bowl party, after the first two quarters, are the TVs going to be on the halftime show with Bad Bunny or the halftime show with Kid Rock?
I think the president would much prefer a Kid Rock performance over Bad Bunny. I must say that.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to go back to Judy on line 5. Judy, it's got to be short because I have a lot of other calls. I want you to continue with your thought.
Okay, I looked up the reason why we have these fake races. They're not races. There's no such country as black, white. You can't find that on a map. But this was created by a group of evolutionists. They have links to the Democrat Party. And it was created to do just what it's doing, cause racism. And I hope someday we will get out of this calling each other black, white. We're Americans.
Fair enough. And you're correct, Judy. We are all Americans. And again, folks, my philosophy on this is that I'm too busy running my race to have time to stop and focus on anything. Judy, thank you for the great call. I'm too busy trying to make sure that my grandkids get to an Ivy League institution. I'm trying to go from nothing to legacy to the very top. That's what I'm trying to do. And you think I'm going to stop for 5 seconds to focus on what somebody posted on social media? I don't think so. Let's go to David, line 2, Livingston, New Jersey. David, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I know that Liz in Florida hates when you eat junk food, so I was wondering, are you planning on eating any good food during the Super Bowl? Which ones?
Oh boy. What are you going to eat?
Good question. I'm going to have some pizza, baked ziti, buffalo wings, and onion dip, which is, yeah. So.
Oh boy. So what am I going to eat? To be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, David, my family is at the water park today because it's my granddaughter's birthday, and so I had to miss it because of a commitment for tomorrow. And so they won't be back until, and I don't like to talk about family stuff because there are a lot of nuts in the world. I'm not going to say when they're coming back, but they'll be back. But I'm pretty much on my own for the Super Bowl because my mother, who had mental illness, died on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't like to be around large crowds anyway, because whenever I'm around a large crowd, I feel like I'm at the zoo and I'm the exhibit where everybody's looking at me, or that's just the way my life is, or saying something to me. So I don't like to be around large crowds. I'm going to be watching the game myself. Nothing special. I may get a few wings. Since Marilyn's not going to be, she normally would make a bunch of stuff that I like. But courtesy of Liz and others, I'll be, why are you laughing, Carlos? Why are you laughing at me? No reason. I'll be having some ginger tea and, some ginger echinacea tea and something else like that. But so it's good. I hope you folks get to enjoy everything that you can about the game and hopefully Bad Bunny, David, doesn't ruin it for everyone. Thank you so much for the call. Let's go to Diane, who's calling from Maine on line 5. Diane, what's on your mind?
Hi there. I just, feel bad about everybody getting, mad about that meme from that one person that made a big mistake. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not mad. You said everybody's getting mad. Senator Scott got mad. And the way these things work, I have a funny feeling he probably had a private conversation with President Obama. And then that's how they decided, because that's how these things normally happen. But I can tell you without hesitation, President Trump is a great man. He doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Period. But go ahead, Diane.
I think you're misunderstanding.
No, I'm not misunderstanding anything, but go ahead.
No, I just meant that some black people will get really offended by this, and, it's just going to go on and on and on. That's what I mean.
But Diane, I try to lead by example, right? I just said that I'm too busy running my own race to focus on some nonsense like that. So maybe that should be the reaction of the community, that I'm too busy trying to get to my goal, unless you just want to be a victim for the rest of your life. I mean, a person, to me, this is all much ado about nothing. Some intern or college, White House staffer made a stupid mistake, thought something like this was funny. It's not funny, and it's time to move on. But Diane, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Dino, line 3 in Queens. Dino, what's on your mind?
Hello, Dominic. Real quick, Judy was right, your last caller, about all done by design, the Democrats trying to separate us. I personally think the blacks and the whites are forever closer than ever now, because we're on the same page. Like you said, we're United States American born. We're American people. Now, I want to talk about Benghazi. They apprehended that piece of excrement and they brought him back. What about Clinton? What about Hillary Clinton? When Ambassador Stevens cried out to her.
Do you want to know the truth, or you just want to whine on? Do you want to know the truth, Dino, or you want to whine on?
Yeah, I want to know the truth.
Because I can tell you, because I've interviewed Hillary many times. I've interviewed Trump specifically on this topic of Hillary. And if you pull it up, the interview's gone international. The reason why nothing will ever be done to her, the truth, is because the President Trump, likes her. And he likes Bill Clinton as well. And he all but said it about Bill Clinton the other day. That's the truth. And if you pull the interview, that's why I cut you off, because all of this outrage, the fact of the matter is they get along. They do this public fighting and arguing and so on, but they like each other. That's the truth. That's why nothing will ever be done to Hillary Clinton on this. But go ahead with your comment.
Okay, I understand that. It was just bothering me and hurt me. I just want to say this. I understand you, and I got it. But I just want to say it hurt me when she had an interview on TV, and the mother of Ambassador Stevens says, "I need you to know why you didn't answer to my son's request." And she says, "Oh, get over it." And I just couldn't left my head. But I understand you, Dominic, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I'm just telling you, folks, sometimes you folks may not like what I say, but I'm trying to show you the game of politics. If you like somebody, it goes. Now, you may try and rip that person's lungs out, but you still like them. You may posture in public fiercely against them, but you still like them. That's only business. That's the public side of politics. Privately, the fact of the matter is President Trump likes Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton likes President Trump, and Bill Clinton also likes Hillary Clinton. That's why there'll never be anything done to her on Benghazi or anything else like that. That's the honest to God truth. And if you pull up the interview that I did with Mr. Trump, he praised her. And during the campaign, Hillary folks tried to push the interview, but it was the final days of the campaign. They couldn't get traction with it, and so on. Let's go to Mary, line 1, New Jersey. Mary, what's on your mind?
Oh, hi, Dominic. I tried to call last night about a surefire cure for a sore throat that I learned from in high school a million years ago from my science teacher, Dr. Vigiano. And it's this. You have to gargle with alcohol and sand.
Are you serious, Mary?
Yes.
So you want me to gargle with rubbing alcohol?
Any alcohol and sand. Do you know why?
You mean a drink? You mean a drink, or do you mean rubbing alcohol?
Alcohol and sand, because the germs get
No, but wait,
drunk
alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or a drink alcohol?
Whiskey.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant alcohol that you put on a wound or something like that. Okay, so a drink and sand. You want me to gargle with sand? But go ahead. Tell me why.
Because the germs get drunk and throw rocks at each other.
Oh, padoom doom. Thank you for the call, Mary. Oh, folks, let me do the jokes. You guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's go to Neil, line 5, New Jersey. Neil, on this Friday, what's on your mind?
How you doing, Dominic? I'm a first-time caller. Can you hear me clearly?
Wonderful. We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. I know you like to rush people off. So let me get to my point. First of all, not in a breaking way, I'm an attorney and I'm a retired police lieutenant. And so my point is, earlier you were talking about education in schools, et cetera, and we all know that the way to help these young inner-city black children, get to bigger and better places in life is through education. However, I've been listening to this for years and years and years and years. How in the world are kids going to get that education if they're misbehaved, and when they go to school, it's like a mini riot in the classroom? I never hear people saying, let's hold the parents accountable. Let's have these kids come in there. Let's let it be structured. Let's get them in trouble if they're not listening or they're misbehaving. You could have the best teachers or professors in the world. If the kids are going to go into the classroom, 20, 30 kids in a class, and there's no structure, could you please tell me how kids are going to get a good education? And the good kids that want to learn, they're going to be in big trouble because they're distracted by the problem children. So my theory is this is going to go on forever. Nothing's changing in New York City or these other inner cities. I guarantee you, I'll call you in 25 years, you'll have the same exact problems. It's hard to have young kids. It's hard enough for me in an upper middle class neighborhood to keep my kids under control with two parents and me cracking the whip. If you have these kids born to mothers who don't have men, or in the household, or the mothers are letting the kids go wild because they have to work, and there's no structure, it all has to start, as you know, in the family unit. Once you correct the family unit, everything will fall into place. That's what's got to be spoken about, not this nonsense about teachers and this and that. What do you feel about that, Dominic?
Well, Neil, thank you. You did a great job as a first-time caller. I rail about this all the time, that it starts with the family unit, and I think I'm an expert of that, and considering I met my father twice for 5 minutes each time my entire life. He was never in my life. I know what that's like, and you're correct, Neil, because the school system is out of control. Then you add in the migrant kids that don't speak English. It's a mess, and it's never going to get better, ever, until the family unit is dealt with in a much better way. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, final thoughts of the day. I'm looking at my Twitter, at my X at Dominic TV. Mitch here makes this comment. And I just got to say, Mitch, no, she didn't. Mitch says here, Governor Hochul, reposted the full meme in full. Now, Mitch, you didn't say which one. I'm assuming that you mean, and I don't like to assume. I believe you mean the one that the White House just took down. If that is the case, you didn't specify, Mitch, in your tweet, in your comment. No, she didn't. Can you imagine if Republican candidate for governor, Bruce Blakeman, who may very well be the next governor of the state of New York, if he said in a public comment that black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is? Can you imagine if Republican Bruce Blakeman went to speak at a black church in Buffalo and said, you're about to get a check from the state, don't go spend it all in the liquor store? These are all things that Governor Hochul did. And I know she's not the one that retweeted this. So please tell me that I'm wrong here. Let's go to John, line 1 in Connecticut, where I'll be on Tuesday night. What's on your mind, John?
Yes, sir, Dominic. I always love to talk to you. I love your show. I just want to say, I thought I heard you comment earlier that you want your kids to go to Ivy League schools. And my question is, why? Why do you want your kids in Ivy League schools? Because they're just indoctrination centers. It's like the worst possible education that you can get.
Okay, so where should they go instead?
Well, I don't know. I went to Temple University. It was a damn good school.
I would never send my grandkids to an inner city camp college. Just not going to happen. Not going to happen, John. Having grown up in the projects in the Bronx, that's not what I want for, I hear what you're saying, but it's still considered, in my opinion. Again, I don't get caught up in the noise, John. So all of that, stuff with what these colleges may be doing to kids, believe me, if I'm alive, I'm going to be in their life. And if they're being taught something that's not cool, Grandpa will step up and speak up. And if necessary, Grandpa will sue. I have a track record of doing this when they tried this nonsense with my son about services that he was entitled to and they didn't want to give to him. In my opinion, for all of the nonsense, the Ivy League schools are still the best education that money can buy, even though it's extremely expensive, and that's where I want my grandkids to go. I'll give you the final word, John. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say it's very elitist of you, and it's almost...
Oh, it's elitist.
And I'm going to say, wait, I'm not done.
Okay.
Dominic, it's almost borderline racist.
Oh,
Almost.
It's racist because a black man... Are you listening to yourself? It's racist. It's racist because a black man wants the best. Are you listening to yourself?
Well, you're not choosing the best. You're choosing status.
Yeah, I know. I know. You want me to send him to a historical black college, right? That's what you're really saying. Just come out and say it.
Oh no, send him to Temple University. It's the best school
Didn't
around.
I just say I'm not sending my grandkids to an inner city college? Never gonna happen. And Grandpa's paying the bill, so they will make the final decision, but they are gonna go where I want them to go. Period. At the end of the day, John, I can't believe that you said something like that. You know, I'm first generation success story, and I can't want the best for my grandkids. Are you serious? What are you smoking? What are you smoking? Let's go here. Let's see. You folks want to talk about this meme stuff in the White House, and I'm sick of talking about it. But let me go quickly to Harold in Florida. Harold, what's on your mind?
Hello, Dominic. I don't want to talk about meme stuff. Enjoy your program very much. I find your politics pretty much spot on every single time.
Well,
but I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. You're welcome. I have a question for you. I heard in a couple of your shows, your broadcasts, you refer to black men as brothers and black women as sisters. I grew up in the hood. I heard it a million times. I understand.
I don't do that. But you know what, Jerry? I just don't have the time left to respond to that. If you want, we can continue this on Monday or Sunday night when I have plenty of time to deal with. I don't do that. Every now and then I may say, brother, do me a favor. It's a term of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm being given the cue to move on, Harold, so I have to move on. Folks, help America to never forget. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact by donating your car or land. Go to T2T.org. Have a great weekend. I'm back Sunday night.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?